Welcome to this week's Hymn of the Week. This week we have ELW 337, the Pentecost hymn, Loving Spirits. And this tune text was written by Shirley Arena Murray. She's originally from, and is still from, New Zealand. And this was one of her first widely published tunes and texts to be published and sung. It is a Pentecost hymn, and while it focuses on the multiple images of the Spirit's work, it's more related to the individual. So we see, like in verse 2, we have mother. Verse 3, we have father. Friend and lover in the fourth verse. So more focused on the individual, but certainly still related to the Holy Spirit. It was written in 1986 in response to the women's movement, and that was to explore the nature and naming of God. Shirley herself says it's an intimate hymn of dedication, musing on the relational aspects of God. So if we look at the tune, first we hear that minor third, which really creates the beauty of the tune, and then of course another, the major second. So those are the two intervals that I really think give it such a beauty, even though originally the tune was Omne Dia, or D-I-E, which goes with the text in the ELW of For the Bread Which You Have Broken. Which I believe that's the tune. Loving Spirit, you have chosen me to be. You have drawn me to your wonder. You have, and so on. So you can see that tune was originally the tune that went with it. But then, just like anything we see in hymnody, it's matched up with different tunes. Here it's Restoration that, just like I mentioned, has the major second and minor third really as the key germinal, let's call them intervals. Okay, so here's Loving Spirit. And for this week on Hymn of the Week, I'm going to go with a very, I'm going to go with a much softer, utilize the flutes of the organ. Again, I don't get to do that all the time. I have such a lovely 4-foot flute on this instrument, and I wanted to take the opportunity to use it. So, Loving Spirits. Chosen me to be. So the color that the chords present here, because it's set in a more modern harmony, I believe makes this a lot more interesting in that it goes with that text, as we remember Shirley mentioning that it was written in response to the women's movement to explore the nature and naming of God. But more than anything, it also reminds us of a hymn of dedication that we're musing, taking her quote, musing on the relational aspects of God. So interesting, as we started off with flutes and then had the reeds interplay at the end, just bringing the fire of the Holy Spirit, which often is used with the reed stops of the organ. Thank you very much for listening to Hymn of the Week.